BoxingVoice.com live with Showtime. Curtis Stevens. Mr. Stevens, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Chilling, just came back from training, ready to get this press conference get going.
Now, you're coming off of just devastating knockout of Edwin Ayala out in Connecticut. I mean, how do you assess your overall performance of that fight?
Well, I can't really assess the performance because, you know, I hit him one time. The first shot that really landed, he went down, so I'll give that a 95%.
Now, you're in the 160-pound division, loaded division. I mean, you got big names. Clearly a win over Edwin Ayala puts you in the right direction. How many more fights do you feel you need before the bigger names in the division open up the doors for you?
I'm ready right now, to tell you the truth. But, you know, after April 20th, we're going to see who wants to bite the dust, you know? I'm ready. The question is, are they ready to sign a contract and give me a chance and a shot, you know? To be the best, you got to fight the best. But the best right now not fighting the best. They fighting hand-picked opponents.
Now, speaking of April 20th, do you know anything about your opponent? Have you seen any tape? What's going on with that situation?
He just got finished fighting Jay Leon, I believe, on Showtime. I didn't see the fight yet. I believe he's 1 inch smaller than me. I believe he's a pressure fighter. I believe he's a little wild. You know, he's never been knocked out. You know, but it's the first time for everything. So I'm just gonna go in there to guard and just handle business. You know, put on the show for the crowd.
All right, now, you know, another middleweight / junior middleweight that does business with main events, has a name. Just fought Gennady Golovkin, gave a spirited effort while not getting the win. He does have that name recognition, that marquee value that you need. Is that a possible fight you think that Kathy Duva main events can make for you? Curtis Stevens, possibly Gabriel Rosado, somewhere in Connecticut, Philadelphia, or is that a guy that is not even on your radar? You're looking for bigger and better things.
Well, he's not on my radar. You know, I don't know Rosado too well, but I know, like, he has a couple losses. He came back. You know, he won a couple of fights. You know, he beat Suku Powell. Then they gave him a shot at the 160 title, so he moved up. But at this time, I believe he's just making money. He's just cashing in on the right fights. Just maybe he will win. You know, I believe he has a fight coming up. I forgot who he's fighting.
It's rumored that he may be fighting Jay Leon Love on the May 4th undercard of Floyd Mayweather versus Guerrero.
So, like, that's like a couple of money fights, you know. But he's not a natural. He's not a natural middleweight. So what happens? I get in there and knock him out. I'm not gonna really get no credit for it. Just like I'm not giving credit to Golovkin for beating him because he was a junior middleweight. You know, so I don't want junior middleweights. I want natural 160s. I don't want no excuses, no critics criticizing me of this or that. I want to go in there, get the job done, and that's that.
Speaking of Gennady Golovkin, that's definitely a middleweight that seems like the rest of the middleweight division is avoiding. Is that a guy that you'd be willing to side on the dotted line? HBO is always looking for a opponent for him. He has a June date. Have you talked to Kathy Duva? Have you talked to your handlers to at least send out some sort of message, invitation to get that going? Because he has a secure date on HBO, and he's a middleweight that just can't get an opponent.
Yeah. See, I don't need Kathy to send an invitation. I'm sending him an invitation on Twitter myself. You know, he's not responding. I really don't know. Like, you know, see, right now, nobody really wants to try to bite the dust because they do not want to get hit, and they do not want to lose their title. So like I said, you got to push these fighters into predicaments where they can't back out, when they can't run. So after I handle my business April 20th, I'm going to call them out on national television TV, and we see what we got to say then.
So do you feel it's a thing where you just have to slowly, gradually climb your way up the rankings, become someone's mandatory because they're going to continue to avoid you?
Yeah, because right now, no one is fighting a mandatory. Like I said, everyone is fighting hand-picked fighters. You know, even Broner, hand-picked fighters. Taking nothing away from him, but hand-picked fighters. So, like I said, to each his own, you know. They like to give the people the Sugar Ray roll. Then some people have the Hagler roll. Fortunately, I have the Hagler roll, but I'm gonna get in there and do what I gotta do, get my job done.
Now, I know you go by Showtime. Is that something we can expect come April 20th for you to put on a show and get another explosive knockout like that one? Because in boxing, especially being technically the underdog, you need to make a statement every time out. Another knockout like your last one, you're just knocking on the door of bigger networks, bigger paydays, and marquee name fighters.
Like I said before, I don't get paid for overtime. I go rounds in the gym. So I'm gonna go in there and do what I do. I'm not gonna go in there and look for the knockout, but if it comes, it comes. So with that being said, I hope he does come straight forward to me, because sometimes even pressure fighters, once they know they fighting me, sometimes they switch their game up. They won't come forward no more. Maybe he try to box. Maybe he wouldn't. We all just have to wait and see. But like I said, he's never been knocked out before, but it's the first time for everything.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stevens.